Be honest. Have you ever traveled into a two-bedroom apartment and thought, why am I travelling through my own home as if I'm boarding a plane? Because this is the problem I've seen in so many modern apartments. A long internal corridor that you pay for heat, light and clean, but it doesn't give you anything back. In this video, I'm going to deal with a real two-bedroom floor layout I found on Rightmove. One with a ridiculous amount of corridor space. And I'm going to show you clearly how I deleted it without turning the apartment into a fishbowl. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Lorenzo Centioni and I'm the Italian architect based in London and founder of Centioni Architects. On this channel, I don't talk about dream homes or fancy styles. Rather, I talk about real homes, the kind most of us live in, and how small architectural decisions completely change how your home might feel. Without further ado, let's crack on. The hidden corridor tax. Look at this plan. Don't analyze it yet, just look. Now tell me, how much of this home is it actually used for living? And how much of it is it just walking? This is a completely typical two-bedroom apartment. You'll find this layout all over London, all over the US as well. And right down there, as you can see, there's this long spine. This is what I call the hidden corridor tax. Now, before anyone panics, corridors are not that bad per se. They exist for good reasons. In fact, they create clear escape routes, logical movement, and fire-safe separation. In many buildings, this clarity is essential. So what I'm proposing on this video isn't removing circulation, obviously. It's really about questioning when it becomes excessive and, above all, monofunctional. Look at this one. It's a 2.3 meter wide tunnel, 5, 6, probably 7 meters long. And what does it do? It feeds doors. Door, 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 door. No storage, no flexibility really. I'll tell you what, let's do the math. At 23 square meters in London, that could easily represent 160,000 worth of floor area. In New York, well, probably even more. With that amount of money, you could get a bigger house with a new large bedroom or a home office, or even just more generous living space. Instead, what you're doing here is paying for walking. That's the tax I'm referring to. And here's the psychological side. These long corridors don't just waste space, they fragment the home. They make rooms feel disconnected, creating dead zones. What they do, they basically turn your apartment into a series of boxes, and none of us like that, do we? So the question isn't really, can we remove the corridor? Probably not. The real question is, can we absorb it? Can we actually make it disappear with smart design? Let's find it out. Probably broke something. Before I show you how I fixed this apartment, a quick minute to our sponsor of today's video, Redesign. Now, this is exactly the kind of problem I use Redesign for. Because when you're dealing with layouts, it's not about finishes. Certainly, it's not about styling. It's about thinking clearly on plan. Redesign is a fully web-based CAD platform built for architects, interior designers, and also for people like you who would like to test their design ideas in their apartments or houses. What I like is how fast I can test ideas. Look at how quickly I can shift a wall, for example, or insert a permeable divider, or even test storage space. No switching software, no friction. You can also export in several different useful formats. But what I love the most about Redesign is that it has a never-growing massive CAD library you can use to really speed up things. This can save me tons of time when testing layout ideas quickly. For layout experimentation like this, that speed is everything. If you want to try it yourself, let's say that, for example, you want to renovate your home or maybe even try, furniture layouts and stuff like that. This is the perfect software, really. You can test Redesign for free. I will leave all the links in the description below. Go and check it out. All right, thank you again, Redesign. So now let's have a look at how we can remove this corridor tax. All right then, so let's start playing with this plan. The first thing that bothers me is how much of this footprint is actually just empty corridor. So I'm going to start by looking at the kitchen wall. Right now, bedroom 2 feels slightly compromised. Don't get me wrong, it's usable, but it's not generous. So what I'm doing is basically pushing this kitchen wall slightly to the left, which is not a dramatic shift. However, it will give enough space to bedroom 2 and a bit more dignity. I'm also removing the existing storage in the corridor. At first glance, this might feel counterintuitive. Why removing storage, you might ask? But actually, by clearing this awkward built-in, I can actually create much more intentional storage wall to the left of bedroom 2, as you will see soon. Full height wardrobe I'm talking about, clean and continuous. Instead of random cupboards floating in the hallway, we want to create proper storage where it makes sense. So now let's deal with the corridor itself. The goal is really to make its length shorter. One thing I actually like about it is the windows. I think that's a proper luxury, having so many windows in a corridor. Most corridors are actually dark, so I think this one clearly isn't. Instead of fighting the corridor idea completely, I'm going to sort of tame it. I'm adding built-in furniture along both sides. Shallow units, maybe 300 to 350 millimeters deep. That's very good for books, closed storage and display items. Immediately the corridor might stop feeling like a runway, it becomes a bit more like a gallery, in and out, so let's say hit and miss type of feeling. It becomes effectively useful. Visually also the width is reduced, so the proportions feel more intentional. At the end of the space, I'm adding double sliding doors, which is really good to sort of create visual continuity. It's quite important. When they're open, you get full visual continuity into the living room because light travels all the way back. But when they're closed, you can control temperature, you can separate noise, and you can create effective zones. That's not about aesthetics, in my opinion, it's more about the performance of your dwelling. The new entrance lobby, by the way, I'm actually keeping it because I think it's a very good feature of this flat, and it gives you a pause before entering into the apartment. It's kind of a transition that really matters. Now let's look at the living room. I think it's already pretty big enough that I'm asking myself, are we underusing this actually? In many city apartments, people desperately need somewhere to work from home. So I'm carving out a small additional room, which it might not be huge, but it's proportioned properly. It could be a home office, reading room, or you know what, a flexible space. That alone increases the value of the flat, because now it's not just a 2-bed, it's a 2-bed plus something extra. Between the kitchen and bedroom 2, I'm inserting something very practical, a proper laundry space. Washing machine, dryer, tool storage, all concealed behind sliding doors. People underestimate how important that is. It declutters the kitchen, it declutters the bathroom, and it makes the whole home calmer. And finally, the sink. Yes, let's place it under the window. So here's the thing. Corridors aren't really that bad per se, but paying for meters of space that you can actually use only for working is excessive. Next time you walk into your home, ask yourself, how much of this space do I actually live in? And how much do I just pass through? I'm curious now, would you live in this redesigned home with 0 corridors? Or rather, you would prefer a normal corridor? Despite the fact that I probably proven in this video that it's actually useless. Let me know in the comments below. As you know, this is really part of my aim to create this community of people that is enthusiastic about their homes. And I think it does really help other people as well, because they can relate to you and understand what you've done, trying to sort of avoid regrets further down the line. If you'd like me to have a look professionally at your home layout and rethink it properly, you can reach me out. I will leave all the links in the description again. Let's get in touch. I'll see you at the next one. Ciao.